Morning, everybody. Welcome to LockPod, Indiana's most dangerous podcast, and we're fairly popular in Belgium.
Good morning.
Hey,
I like that.
Fairly popular?
So fairly popular in Belgium because we're not number one there anymore. So
I don't know.
We're fairly
People
popular.
lie all the time, though.
Germany.
People
it's
lie
in the
all
area.
The time. Yeah. I mean,
It's
they
in
have
like
to.
the Northern Europe.
Anytime it takes effort on the other, if I say we're Belgium's top-rated podcast, 99.9% of the listeners are never going to follow that up, and they just take it for truth.
Wow.
So let's just say it.
But then why'd you say fairly well liked?
I don't know. I'm trying to be accurate. You know.
We are fair and balanced right here.
Morning, Jill.
Left of center.
Hey,
What's up?
nada.
How's
Come
the
on,
team?
pep up.
I know.
Yeah, she's not in a
She's not
talkative
peppy today. I
mood.
can tell right when she walked in.
I'm going to pepper her with questions now.
Oh,
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, do it.
Well, Jill is.
I
She's got her game face on because she's a coach, opposing coach.
Yes.
Right.
Employee. We're going to, by the way, we're going to talk about Maritime Shirt. We're going to talk about Employee Olympics when our special guest, Phil Talon, Chief of Staff, comes in after the 8 o'clock hour.
Right.
In the meantime,
We have another
got a full
opposing
show.
coach over there. What's up, Bez?
Hey,
Oh,
up?
that's right.
Yeah. So we have 3 teams represented in this room.
Mayors, Port
Can you
Authority,
call
and
IT
IT.
a team? Do you have a roster yet?
He's sitting close to you.
do I have
Be
a
careful.
what?
Do you have a roster yet?
Yes.
Oh,
It's a
is
secret,
it full?
It's a
Has it
secret
been
roster.
submitted?
I don't think so.
Are we
Do I have
supposed to
do
submit?
that?
Because
I
everybody's
thought we
being
were
secretive.
supposed to.
I thought so too, but everybody's being secretive
I
about
feel
it.
like there's 4 teams in this tournament then, and nobody else is valid.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Like a forfeit.
Well,
Forfeit rule.
So many forfeits.
Well, let's hold off on the chatter for
Yes.
the City Olympics until Phil gets here, who's a member of my team, the
You know-
Grateful Digs.
I saw it. I like
By
that.
the way,
Yeah,
I know,
Grateful
cool
Digs.
shirt, right? It's a
Very.
trademark violation.
Now
but-
you're basically just reversing the show.
No,
Like, you want to talk about Employee
No, we're going
Olympics
forward.
now?
I mean, people are talking about my shirt, dude. What am I supposed to do? Like, ignore
why
the
it's
fact
a-
I'm wearing a tie-dye
it's-
shirt?
have you heard of carrot and a stick? Like make them
All
listen
right.
to the whole show.
All right, we're going to talk about
So we
this
talk
later.
about it.
This
Instead, let's
shirt.
get rid of it now, and then everyone stops listening.
All right, yeah. They're not going to stop listening. All
I
the
saw-
Here for
employees.
the Employee Olympics.
I
Yeah,
saw
the employees that are going to want to hear us talking smack about today's
So
Employee
stay tuned.
Olympics, we will do it in the third segment.
I saw a headline in the paper this morning that kind of made me. I don't want to say like double take, but
Who
like
reads the paper anymore?
I actually get it still.
I do too,
but
but I don't get it. I mean, I get it, and I don't.
Yeah. So, but this whole thing about locally around Northwest Indiana, there's a private Lutheran university that's been around forever, Valparaiso University, known for like Bryce Drew and great basketball.
It makes the
and
Sweet 16. It makes the 64, the NCAA tournament
every year. The highlight, right? The
that
last second shot.
highlight does, but no, the team will make it twice a decade.
Yeah, now like Scott
So sports
Drew
fans know.
coaches
Right,
Baylor, right?
right,
National
right,
championship, the
right,
whole thing from Valpo.
Right.
So the university, there's a headline in the local paper, in the Gary paper, Post Tribune, which is owned by the Chicago Tribune, that VU has made a decision to sell some very valuable art out of their museum
No, for what?
to make improvements to dorms.
Can't they bond it like normal schools, like cities, like any other government?
Mayor,
They
that is
usually, for
exactly what I thought when
Yeah.
I read the article.
capital improvements usually are bonded, and you go out and you get a bond, and it's low interest because you're government. And
I think it's a bad sign for Valparaiso University. I mean, I don't think you're going out to sell some of your most valuable assets like Georgia O'Keeffe paintings, originals.
who looks at artwork anyway?
I think a lot. I think art museums are
This new generation,
doing
they
just
don't look
fine.
at art; they look at their phones.
They look at NFTs.
right.
I don't
They
see
don't-
many Valpo students like, hey, let's go check out this artwork
Agreed, John.
over the weekend.
Yeah, but I think it goes towards a university. I mean, a lot of major universities have unbelievable art collections, and I think it's a
That
it's
nobody
a
looks
value.
at.
I don't think about that. I think they do.
Notre
look
Dame
at it.
had a
I think
valuable art collection
I think art.
I went
art
there one
students go
time.
there. Well, that's you.
because I was
I don't see
trying
you
to
as
impress
a
Marissa.
I don't, right, exactly. I don't see you as a go visit an art museum.
I did. I was courting,
but they had.
but
Is
now
it like
that
that scene in Ferris Bueller where you're just walking through the art awkwardly?
and you're looking at the pixels.
Yeah.
just
And that way,
like,
yes. Speaking of I think the Art Institute of Chicago is probably one of the most visited things in Chicago.
sure. When was the last time you were there,
It's been a while.
John?
What about virtual?
Forever.
Virtual.
Jill?
What did they have?
Jill?
A couple
Kid.
of years ago.
There you
Couple?
go. See, look at
Good.
her.
Jill, but she's
What was
like
that
from
thing they had over the
academia.
summer? Virtual Monet or Virtual Manet? I can't remember. But
That was cool too. I went to the Egyptian one that they had that I think it's called Art Space. where they
Oh,
do
yeah.
those.
Hold it, that Monet, the immersive Monet. That's what was it? Immersive.
yes, you're right.
Van
Thank
Gogh.
you.
Van Gogh.
They did a
Gogh.
couple
That's
of
what it
them.
was.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I just think it's a bad sign. I mean, it'd be like an individual saying, like, I'm not going to go get a home mortgage. I'm going to sell something else that I had, like a
Something you
second
need.
home,
I'm going to sell my
just so
oven.
I can save my.
I'm going to sell my oven because we need a new.
I'm going to have a
front door.
garage sale or something. You know, I can't. I just don't think
You think
that's
it
a good
spells
sign.
trouble for
I think
Valpo.
it spells trouble.
You're
I
Didn't
reading
they just
between
close
the
their law
lines.
school?
Yeah,
Not
they
that
did.
long ago?
They did close their law school within the last 5 years. And then, so I had a conversation with somebody in higher ed that I'm going to remain anonymous because I don't know if this person would appreciate me spouting
Probably
off what
not.
they told me. But this person's learned. I like saying that.
Oh, or as
Very
Homer
learned
Simpson
person.
said, learned.
Very learned person in academia was explaining to me about some huge drop in population. Have you heard about this, Jill? Where, I don't know, like 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, the number of kids that were being born dropped dramatically.
Wow.
And they're tracking this class of kids.
So where are they now? Like
That's
fifth grade or something?
statistically like 20% lower than all the other classes. And after that class, it's similar. It's like a
Interesting.
low population of kids that are making their way through elementary and middle school and high school right now.
Do we know where they're at right now?
I think for some reason I want to say that low
Like middle
population is
school
like
or
in middle
something?
school,
All right.
So they're literally within 4 or 5 years away from hitting college, and statistically, there's only a certain number of kids that go to college.
Sure. It's probably steady.
And if you take a lower output from the high schools and you apply that same statistic of those that typically go to college, what it means for academia in the next 5 years is Armageddon.
So it's almost a numbers game.
They all know what's going on. Everybody in academia, when you talk about this glut of kids that's making their way through middle and high school right now, they're all prepared. And this person told me, and I'm not saying this is true or not, I'm just telling you what I was being told by somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about. In the region where we live, there's going to be one college standing, and the college is probably the biggest one right now, and it's not Valparaiso. Okay,
Wow.
and I'm not trying to be a dick by saying this. This is something I was told. I just want to
We'll
repeat.
see.
Okay, but like they're saying it's Armageddon for higher ed because statistically they're going to lose thousands of students.
I hope that's not true, but
they-
I just think financially that's a weird decision for Valpo to sell art.
But that goes to support what I was told, that
Maybe they're planning
all these
for the future?
Universities know that they can't take on debt because they're not going to be able to pay it because there's literally going to be a lot fewer students that are
Interesting.
coming.
Wow.
I heard
Did it-
recently that a local school city, who I will not name, is thinking about closing elementary schools, probably for the same reason.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Closing all
Interesting.
elementary
Not
schools.
all. No, not all.
Oh,
elementary
right.
No elementary education for
None.
you.
None for the kids.
Huh. That's interesting.
But
So-
I think. Oh, sorry, I keep
No, go
stepping
ahead.
on you. I think they're doing a better job pushing trade schools now too.
Yeah.
I think trade schools are going to make a
Which is
The
comeback.
Ivy
Yeah.
Techs of the world.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think you don't need that college degree as much.
Right.
'cause
Well, there's,
they're
like we
opening-
said, there's just
yeah.
a percentage of kids that aren't going to go to college, Joe.
Mhm.
Well, I think there's a lot of trades that are saying like, "Hey, we need people. We're going to need people." You even
Right.
said President Biden's infrastructure bill, is going to keep unions employed for the next decade.
Right.
So
They've changed that in the way they present the lessons and everything. When I was teaching, we taught for kids to all go to college. But now, if you look at the schools, there's the ACC and there's all these other options that kids never were taught about
Right.
until
Right.
they graduated.
Do
There you
people?
go.
Do you guys go to Valpo much?
Mm-mm.
no.
It seems like a pretty insulated place.
Yeah, I mean it's very popular. It's a beautiful
It's
city.
It's part
just
and parcel
off-
with
it's
the
kinda-
city too.
it's
Like
just
the
a-
city,
yeah, it
really
identifies
is.
itself. Yeah,
It does.
It's like
Valparaiso
Bloomington, IU,
University.
West
Yeah.
Lafayette, Purdue.
But Valpo the city, although it's such a strong financial city now. Like 15, 20 years ago, it would have been way more devastating than it would be now. But that would still be a big loss for Valparaiso.
Sure, I mean that's a
obviously.
big identity there.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, you had a big, you moving on.
Mayor Tom on the road, sort of.
Moving on.
Is it really on the road? It was in Hammond.
Yeah. It's,
We'll play the banjo.
all
anyway.
right, I had to drive there.
I
though.
went north on Calumet.
Yeah, I had to dodge 2 trains on the way to
Fair
this
enough.
speech, by the way.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah, 2 trains. I had not 2 chains, 2 trains.
Oh, look at that.
I
Maybe that
know.
could be like a
Yeah.
spin-off.
Yeah, 2 trains.
Two trains.
That's awesome. That's going to be my nickname, my rap nickname.
Oh, boy.
Tom 2 Trains McDermott.
Got to be able to rap then.
Oh, yeah, I could rap.
All right.
So anyway, I did my State of the City.
Congrats. That's
It was
a
impromptu State of the City. we called it.
annual
Sometimes
annual event.
Sometimes I do both, the impromptu and the formal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'm just going to stick with the impromptu this year, unless something happens where I feel like I need to be formal.
I'm good with that. It satisfies the statutory requirement, I believe.
I like the formal one better.
Do you?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
I do.
It's more pomp and circumstance.
You like the pomp and circumstance, Jill?
I don't really have an opinion on this.
I gotta say, one of my
I like the
favorite
impromptu.
states of the city, and I've been able to see I think every one, was when you did it at the lobby of the Calumet National Bank building.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's
that was a good one.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That was
that was cool.
phenomenal
Yeah.
setting. That was early on. I want to say first term.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. First
So
term.
anyway, the cool thing about the State of the City is it's not a fundraiser for me or anything. It's in front of the Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce. It's our local Chamber of Commerce, and they sell tickets to it, and it's sold out.
400. I'm not kidding you. I rolled in there. I was like, "Holy mackerel!
Yeah,
Look
it's
at this
awesome.
parking lot."
That makes me feel so cool.
It's
I
great.
was
I mean,
like,
it's got to
wow.
make you feel good. 400 people at this place, right? It was packed.
Packed.
It was packed. It was
Yes.
awesome.
to the gills.
So I think it went really well. Dave and I have a good rapport. We've done 20 of these. So Dave and I mess with each other, and it's, I think, to the audience's delight.
Yeah, my comment, I think, to you was I felt it seemed like you felt very comfortable in your clothes that day. Like
Everybody was like,
you just seemed very
I was.
relaxed.
Mhm.
You were funny. I was really good.
Erica in chat said Mayor Tom handled the Franciscan fiasco very well.
Oh,
we are going to talk about that.
agreed.
Yeah, we have that. We have my
Agreed.
answer on that. Because so now, obviously, when I'm on Lockpod, I'm pretty freewheeling when it comes to how I feel about Franciscan. But when I'm in the Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce in Franciscan by the table to listen to my speech, I was a little bit different. So
Well, I think it's just
why don't we play it since we're talking about it? Let's just go to that one.
We'll go to that one
Is
first.
that the
Wow,
last
John,
one,
That is
by
the
the last
third,
one.
third-
Hold on, it's the
third-
third one. It's the third one. Okay, yeah. So I get asked a question on the stage with Franciscan in the audience about my opinion on Franciscan leaving Hammond for good.
All right, let's roll this here.
Let's see, man.
Got one for you. Franciscan Hammond.
Whoa.
Franciscan
I'm gonna
Hammond.
be nice. They're in the room, by the way. I appreciate them buying attendance. Super sweet.
I told them, I said.
No, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna be unprofessional.
Did you see the O's, how negative?
No, it's a tough issue, man.
It's be positive.
It's tough.
So,
I think honestly, it's just emblematic of what's wrong with healthcare in America. I'm mad as mayor. It's my job to be mad. If I'm not mad, somebody's got to be mad about this. But I'm also aware of the fact that probably 80% of the customers that went to Franciscan were Illinois residents, and many of those customers probably didn't have private health care, and they relied, that means Franciscan in that location had to rely on Illinois for reimbursement. And I imagine the hospital located in Hammond, Indiana is as high on the priority list of Governor Pritzker when they're reimbursing hospitals. I imagine that was part of the problem. And I think that we have a problem in America. I don't believe in America where if you're wealthy, you have great health care, and if you're poor, too bad. That's not the answer. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't have the means that are going to be hugely inconvenienced in a dangerous way because of what happened. You know, and I'm upset as the mayor. And of course, it's scary to me that, this is priority number one in downtown Hammond for me. Absolutely.
right, and they of course did it based on business model and so forth, and had difficulty with Illinois, and but the only hospital around now.
Yeah.
And now
Well, think about that location. Where I live, I live by Purdue. Okay? If I have a heart attack in my house, they're going to take me to community because that's the closest hospital. So the ramifications of Franciscan shutting down that location affects Hammond, of course. It's our hospital. It affects everybody in that neighborhood. It affects our fire department, our police department in huge ways. Okay, because now they have to drive to Munster, or they have to drive even further, and then some of our rigs are in other cities now. We don't have to worry about that. So obviously it affects Hammond. But I dare say it devastates Calumet City. Devastates Calumet City. That was the entire city's hospital. And I'm not the mayor of Cal City. I know the mayor of Cal City. I think he's a gentleman. Okay, it's devastating to them. And it's not my job to watch out for Cal City. It's my job to watch out for Hammond. But I also am an American, and I also, aspire for better things for our country. And I think that we're broken. We got to fix that. I just don't understand how that's American healthcare. I just don't get it.
All right.
Oh, I wanted to hear your big quote.
John, do one more. I think it was the very next part.
And it's sad. I'm the mayor of the city. I'm going to fight like crazy to do what we can in that footprint. And I'm trying to be very professional. It's the state of the city. Francisco was a part of the city of Hammond for over 100 years. I know they're a huge part of the Lakeshore Chamber. I knew they'd be here. I'm not going to do cheap shots. I'm upset. Genuinely upset, though. I think it was wrong, personally.
But it's an opportunity now. You know, we have to look at it as an opportunity somehow.
Yeah.
They cover a lot of property.
I'd rather have the hospital than this great opportunity, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
That was what we were waiting
I
for.
love that. Well, first, I guess what I would say first off is the reaction of the issue when Dave first brought it up. There was like, ooh.
It was silent. Ooh, yeah, it
It
was
was like,
silent.
ooh. And there was, I mean, you could tell where people sit on that issue.
Yeah.
They're not happy.
No, they were, I
think-
agree.
I think they share your
And, obviously, and I did, I do believe what I said, too. I do believe there's a lot of factors. I don't think the Franciscans are just mean people. There's a lot of factors. I think the Franciscans could have stuck it out. They could have worked with us. They didn't want to.
I just think the shifting of, and I think, again, without putting blame on them, it's, like you said, I think this is your quote, you said it's emblematic of the problems with the American healthcare system, where they're shifting money away from poorer communities to wealthier communities where they feel safer in delivering health care to people that have private insurance, and away from communities that don't have a lot of people that have private insurance.
No, you'll see. Within the next few years, they're going to shut down their Dyer campus, and it'll be painfully obvious for everybody what they're doing. They're getting away from the border.
But John, quote of the day, I thought, right?
Oh.
I'd rather have the hospital than the great opportunity,
This
Dave.
great opportunity, right?
I leaned over to Kevin and said, if this was a Lockpot episode, that'd be the title.
Yeah, I'd rather have the hospital than this great opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the first one where I was talking about my economic development team. It's about a minute long. It's a good quote also.
Let's talk about Indianapolis Boulevard.
Yeah.
They've got a few things going on. Lumaki.
Yep. $100 million.
$100 million.
Right.
How does that take place? I mean, is Phil doing anything there or what?
Phil and Africa and Ann and Lon are a great team. Phil used to be from that department. So he ran economic development, he ran planning development, now he's the chief of staff. So I feel like Phil's expertise is definitely in economic development. He helps a lot, but our team is top notch. You know, when I took over as mayor, the typical economic development person, no offense to middle-aged white guys, because I'm one of them, most economic development people you met were middle-aged white guys. And, people like to get drunk and play golf. We broke the mold on that, too. I hired a bunch of women that were real smart and aggressive. They don't necessarily go out, thank you, I appreciate it. And I remember people were like, wow, that's your economic development department. I'm like, damn right it is. And they don't like to golf, and they don't like to get drunk, but you know what they do? They close freaking deals. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Good.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I just assumed you were talking about Phil when you said middle-aged white guy, and then you replaced it with Africa.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Who likes to
read
golf
right
and
through
drink.
Golf and drink.
You read right through it. So I took the guy out that likes to golf and drink, Phil, and I inserted a bunch of go-getters in there.
Tom,
Right.
I think 400 people got it.
Yeah, I
Did
did.
they? Okay.
I leaned over to
It was
Kevin and was
subtle.
like, oh my God.
I leaned
was
over
subtle.
to Phil and told him.
It
I
was
said,
subtle.
It was subtle. Let's talk to Phil about that when he gets in here later on.
But I think, in all seriousness, the point there is that your economic development team is great, and it doesn't look like what people think your economic development team is going to look like.
True.
And they're phenomenal.
Yep.
And having
Led
Phil,
by an African-American woman. Anne is, I don't know, 40-something white lady. And then you have Juan, who's an Hispanic, 30-something, 40-something.
all go-getters.
No, Juan's probably in his 40s also. So.
And I think, as you pointed out, having Phil kind of there to help quarterback sometimes is good, because as chief of staff, he obviously is chief of staff, but he also came from that department.
Yeah.
So it's
You know what? Not one of those people in economic development know how to golf either. So that
No.
was one of my prerequisites.
You're like,
Do you like to drink? No. Do you like to golf? Nope. You're perfect.
yes.
All right, let's go to the next one. Train downtown.
Oh, this is no wait.
I don't remember this one.
Yeah, this is good. This is good because I think this is interesting.
I hope so.
This is good because I think this
Well,
is.
I mean, I don't want to give it away.
I think
Okay,
we're
here we
doing
go.
okay.
$60 million of that number downtown Hammond. Happening right now, an approved project. $60 million. Let me go through it. Okay? So when you're driving downtown Hammond, you see us tearing up the parking lot, and you see all this construction going on, it would not be happening without that train line going through. It would not be happening without that train line going through. I fought that train for the first year we talked about it. And now I acknowledge, without that train line and the confidence, I keep on saying this word, the confidence that brings, then all of a sudden all these developers like Anastasia have the confidence that we're going to follow through on our actions. Without that train line, tell that to Congressman Pete. I'm saying nice things here. Without that train line, Hammond, downtown is worse. We still have the same problems that we had.
All right,
so right
John,
now,
good.
downtown Hammond.
So the reason I like that is I think it does two things. One, it shows how over time you changed your thoughts about that project, the train, which is a $800 million plus project through Westlake County, and secondly, how mass transportation and commuter rail can really help areas that otherwise may be in a tough situation.
Yeah, and I believe what I was saying. I mean, the confidence that that train line and all the investments that we're making is leading to developers and giving them confidence that once they invest $20 million, $15 million, they're going to get their money back.
Yeah,
which is what it's all about. It's confidence, really. That's the biggest thing I could do as mayor is give people confidence to invest in the city. And if they are afraid to invest in the city, they don't have confidence in me and my administration. And that's a problem. So,
yeah, I thought that was, and like, could you imagine with the train line not coming through, and then you have like Franciscan leaving or something? That'd be totally, you're
right.
Yeah, so that's why I love the idea that this commuter rail, kind of like Chicago suburbs, a lot of times they have really good communities around where the rail is. So, and I think Hammond's going to be one of those.
All right, and then we'll close it up with this one. This is, I think one of the reasons people listen to Lockpod is because we give examples of how impossible it is to be an elected official sometimes. And I came up with, first off, my wife asked me probably the toughest question of the day.
So the background on this is Dave Ryan is closing the show, and he kind of makes a joke like, unless one of your brothers has something funny to talk to you about,
right,
I think we're done. Any other issues? And then
Marissa's like, hey, what about the Hessville Bridge? Which is like hugely controversial. Like, it's like the last question of the day. Like, hey, we forgot to cover this controversy.
It was great.
And Marissa after goes, were you mad I said that? And I was like, no, I wasn't mad. I was obviously ready.
It was actually a great kind of setup because it's funny that Marissa brought it up.
Funny, right?
And then you were all over it.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Hessville Bridge.
Oh, yeah, great. Thanks, man. That's great. No, that's a great one.
For the judge.
This is a perfect example of being married. There's a bridge in Hessville that we're building that gets us over the perpetually stopped trains. In Hessville, they stop for not minutes. During Christmas, 4 days. All stops in Hessville. We're saying, so if you're on one side of the tracks, you have to drive on Klein to get around. 4 days. This is not atomic urban exaggeration. That's what happened. I acknowledge I exaggerate sometimes. This is not 4 days. So we have an opportunity to build a bridge. 85% of the bridge is being paid for by the state. Gets us over, gets the kids to school. If there is a perpetually stopped train, it gets us over. The problem is this, and it is a problem, because I like nature. I'm an avid outdoors person. We have to wipe out about, how many, Dean? 300? About 500 trees. That sucks. That's the only way we can get over that track. We're not anti-tree. We said we'll pay 3-1, 4-1. But this is the only way I can get you over that track. And there's a percentage of people in Hessville that are like, it's not worth it, Mayor. Leave the trees there. It's my number one complaint since the day I walked into City Hall to stop trains in Hessville. I got a solution paid for by the state of Indiana, and there's legitimately a segment of Hessville that is saying, turn it down, it's not worth it, Mayor. In fact, our council president, Scott Rako's got a challenger on this issue only. He's literally running on that one issue, kill the bridge. And that's a perfect example of being a mayor. Somebody else is going to pay to fix your problem. You agree, and you're getting tore up by a member of your community over, even though it totally makes sense what you're doing. So I love trees. I wanted to put that on the record during the State of the City. I love them very much. I hug them every chance possible. So we are going to do the bridge, though.
Yeah.
And
I am a tree hugger.
I love that. I just like that. And I mean, I want you to explain why that's so indicative of like your elected office.
Well, I mean, I explained it, and I mean, we got somebody else to pay for our problem, and I'm doing it, and it's smart, and it proves the old adage, you can never make everybody happy, right? If I was handing out $100 bills on the street corner, somebody'd be pissed because it's not enough, or So the fact is, we're going to do that bridge. I said that later on in that I'm going to do it despite the fact that that I'm being beat up for it. And once it's up and running, people are going to love me for it. It's just one of those things that you just got to get through the construction. And then once it's up and running, people appreciate it.
And one of your councilmen
got an opponent
over it.
Mm-hmm.
He's in chat.
Oh, hey, Scott, what's up? Scott's going to win because Scott is being a good elected official, and he is representing his constituents. So even though his position on the Hessville Bridge gave him a primary opponent, he's going to prove to Hessville that he's going to be victorious because they want that bridge.
I would think so.
Yep.
I think that's going to be interesting. So,
All right, let's go ahead and do some ads, and then we'll come back, and we got a couple stories to do, and then we'll do ads, and then we'll come back, and Phil Talon will be here to talk about City Olympics. So, all right, Misprint Printing.
Wait.
Well,
no,
that?
and his Super Bowl pick.
Oh, more
yeah.
importantly.
Lindsay versus Phil
That
Super
is-
Bowl pick.
He's
Right.
in chat hyping everyone up. He's
Oh,
about
Lord.
to give his Super Bowl pick.
Okay, so
we
for
want
those
people
of
to
you,
listen, not
Phil
not
is
turn off.
famous for getting everything wrong when he makes bets. So I would take Phil's advice and bet against him, and you will be a millionaire by
Right.
the conclusion of
so
the Super Bowl.
in a way, it is a really
It's a public
important segment of our podcast.
Yeah.
Because you're getting the information what not to do.
Dude, like you don't have to pay to listen to us, and we're giving you money-making ideas.
All right.
For
Lock
legal
on.
reasons, this is not a financial advice podcast.
Disclaimer, John.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, John. All right, let's go. Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing, sign solutions, and metal business cards. Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond.
I saw Rick at State of the City.
Yep, me too.
Well, I'm doing too.
You're number 2.
All right. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private events like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. We're conveniently located just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
Prestomer Insurance Company. The Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on the best end of Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Insurance Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? If so, give us a call and schedule a consultation today with somebody who is in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia. De todo corazón.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring. And we're going to pass the mic to Kevin Smith because one of our favorite subjects on LockPod is back in the news.
General Rokita.
The General, Todd Rokita, Indiana's Attorney General, who's a MAGA head, Trump head, and a dickhead.
Whoa.
Was that too aggressive?
That was aggressive.
He is.
I think his
MAGA head, Trump head, and a...
his viewpoints are much different than mine.
My bad.
Yeah.
He's not. Actually, you know what's crazy about Todd?
Back that down.
I do back it down. I
right.
apologize,
Just
General.
edit that out.
I apologize, General. But when we see each other,
You guys are usually like, hi,
we're nice to
hi.
each other in
Yeah.
public.
Mhm.
But, like, I just don't appreciate his positions. I think he is an elected official that just pushes issues because he doesn't believe in it. He pushes issues that gain publicity, and that disgusts me.
He has turned very much to the Trump base since he's been Attorney General, and maybe a little bit before that when he was running for Attorney General. And maybe that he sees
I don't think it's sincere.
I don't know if he
That's why I
really
don't
believes
like him.
it or he just
How
sees
about
it
this,
as a lane.
When Todd was Indiana Secretary of State, I appreciated one thing he did. It was in 2008,
Yeah.
2009. He came out with a redistricting plan, Jill.
Independent.
That would have made it fair to redistrict the state of Indiana. As a Republican, he came out Secretary of State, and he was, which was good government.
Roundly
Oh, my
hounded
God.
by his
They
own party.
hated him. The Republican Party expelled him from the party
Okay.
because he wanted to be a good Secretary of State and have fair maps. And that was Todd Rokita. Now you see him 12 years later, and he's like MAGA head,
Right.
Trump head. So
All right,
if I
don't go
call
any
him
further.
if I call him the word I called him earlier, there's a reason, because I've seen this guy morph into somebody. I think he's fake. I think he knows he's fake, and he's doing it because he wants to attract MAGA people.
They were so pissed at him. The Republican Party districted him out of his congressional district.
True story. His own party.
Todd Young just left us a message about what you said about Rokita. Let
Really?
me play this on air. Hold on.
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.
Oh,
Hi, Senator.
Tom.
I wasn't calling Senator. Why? You're mad at me for calling
No,
him?
he's just that's
No,
our,
but John is?
no.
No, I'm just,
were
I'm just
pained.
playing what Todd Young.
Those are great sound blips that we
I
use
love Todd
at the
Young's
right
sound blip.
time.
We should
play
get
it
more-
again.
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.
I liked it when John just busted out. I don't because when you previewed it, I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But like that was the other day in the studio. I think it was with Cantrell.
Yes.
And you busted it out naturally. It brought the room down.
So good.
You heard it here first. Tom loves when I bust it out.
Whoa.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
All right. So what's going on with Rokita?
General Rokita is in the news because it's come out that it appears, based on a filing by his own attorney, that he's being investigated by the Indiana Disciplinary Commission, which investigates attorney misconduct.
The interesting thing to me about this, the attorney that Rokita hires to represent him is from Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So, like, for the lawsuit, okay, whatever. All right, Washington, D.C. attorney. But Todd's the attorney general in Indiana. You're telling me there's not one Hoosier attorney that could represent you, General?
In front of the Indiana Disciplinary Commission.
What a load of shit, man. That's one thing. So,
High-priced D.C. lawyer.
So this D.C. lawyer who's not even licensed to practice law in Indiana has to get permission from the Indiana Supreme Court to represent the Indiana Attorney General. Todd, you can't find one Hoosier attorney to represent you in Indiana. We have some brilliant attorneys in this state. Brilliant.
Yeah, many.
Like amazing attorneys in this state. And
Like
Todd knows that.
Cantrell
Maybe
and
they don't-
Cantrell.
Like Cantrell and Cantrell.
Maybe
attorneys at
they
law,
don't
right?
want to
Thank you,
represent
John.
him. Maybe they've declined representation.
No, get out.
Maybe there's
There's no way.
conflicts.
No way.
We don't
No
know.
way. Like Cantrell and Cantrell would do it right now. And they would do a better job.
Oh, he would kill it.
And
man.
he's licensed to practice in the state of Indiana.
So it's
Isn't it? That's embarrassing, Kevin, right?
I mean, it's an interesting choice.
That would be
what I
like
would
me
say.
as Mayor Hammond going to Illinois to get my lawyers to represent me instead of some of the great lawyers we have in the region. That's crazy.
I'm with you.
I'm an elected official in the region. Todd's an elected official in Indiana. You can't find one attorney in the entire state. 6 million people live here, General, and you can't find one attorney to represent you. That's a load.
Yeah, so the D.C. firm that they hired by the name of Shar Jaffe, they're asking for temporary admission so they can represent the Attorney General in the case that he brought before the Medical Licensing Board against Indianapolis OB/GYN Caitlin Bernard, who we've met.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
She was the doctor who performed an abortion on a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio because she couldn't get an abortion in Ohio.
And it was
from
legal,
Indiana.
but she did.
Yeah.
And she filed all the proper paperwork, and General Rokita lied about her and slandered her.
And as a result of
Defamed
that,
her.
well, that's the allegation, right? That's the allegation that there was false information and that the Attorney General let out information into the public that he shouldn't have as an attorney.
What, HIPAA type of stuff?
Well, this is what was said, that they said Rokita made. This is, by the way, this is reporting by the online newspaper Indiana Citizen. Rokita made several statements last summer publicizing his office's investigation into Bernard. He gave media interviews and issued press releases after the Indianapolis Star published a story that included a report of Bernard performing this abortion on a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio. That really riled up a lot of legal intellectuals, including the former dean of the Indiana University Maurer School of Law, including the retired Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals Judge John Tinder, including Congresswoman Susan Brooks, that wrote an article for Wall Street Journal, and law professors from IU, Indiana, McKinney in Indianapolis, and Notre Dame Law School. They all sent letters to Rokita expressing their concerns about his statements regarding Bernard and talked about violations that they believed he violated with the disciplinary rules.
This was right after Roe versus Wade fell when this happened. And in Ohio, because some 18-something statute went on the books automatically after Roe versus Wade fell, this 10-year-old rape victim in Ohio couldn't get an abortion done in Ohio. It was still legal for her to do it in Indiana, and she legally came to our state, and the procedure by Dr. Perform was performed legally, and Todd Rokita defamed her.
He said, I think he said
Allegedly.
something. Yeah, he allegedly defamed her because I think he said something about that she didn't fill out the proper forms,
And she did.
proved that she did. And he's going, by the way, he's going after her license to
Right.
practice medicine. And one of the quotes I thought was interesting, this was former dean of IU, Lauren Roble, said that quote, if he can throw the entire weight of his office without consequence to attack Dr. Bernard, he can do so to target any private citizen with whom he disagrees. This is opposite of the rule of law. And another quote that I found that was really interesting from retired Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals judge, which is a big deal. That's right below the Supreme Court. It's the Federal Court of Appeals, John Tinder, and retired Indiana Congresswoman Susan Brooks in this Wall Street Journal publication article that they wrote said, quote, a prosecutor should never wield the government's extraordinary authority for political or ideological aims.
Yep.
And I think that's accurate. So anyway, he's got a investigation going on before the Disciplinary Commission. We'll take a look at that.
I'm going to ask General to come on the show one day. That would be a good show.
Awesome show.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have John ask him.
Get his point of view on these things. Why these
General, and
by
I,
the way,
honestly, I apologize for calling him a dickhead. General, I apologize. That was unprofessional. But
Come on, really?
It was. But I don't appreciate, like I said, I think he's fake. And I would, if he ever did come on the show, I would tell him that. I think you're fake.
You come off as looking like an opportunist.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
you were. I think when he was Secretary of State, he was way more idealistic and way more about good government. And now maybe he's been,
compromised by the MAGA.
Yeah. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. So anyway, General Rokita is in the news, and because of that, and because he's one of our topics on LockPod, we decided to follow it up and update the audience.
We're going to keep an eye on this.
Season 9, Rokita
Yep.
Season
guest.
9. Wow.
Yeah,
You heard it here
I'll
first.
try to get him. Next time I see him, I'll ask him. I'm gonna have to let that dickhead thing settle in a little bit more before I do it, though.
Good idea.
Yeah, he'll probably forget in a couple weeks. So, another topic that we constantly update on is Mississippi. I don't know how Mississippi became a topic of LockPod,
You've
but
given up on Mississippi.
Oh, I am never going to win Mississippi when I run for president.
Okay.
When I run for president. Okay. So Mississippi will definitely vote against me. I've acknowledged that. So from now on, the rest of my career, I'm going to beat the crap out of Mississippi every chance I get. And Indiana is becoming like Mississippi, or Mississippi is becoming like Indiana, and it scares me as a Hoosier. Okay? So this is another example of Mississippi trying to emulate Indiana in this case. There's a article that came out. Only in Mississippi, white representatives vote to create white-appointed court system for the blackest city in America. This is
not a healthy headline.
No, that's pretty
brutal.
You definitely want to read it when you see that headline, right?
Let me hear about this.
So, but the thing is that's interesting about this story is in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi is the capital of Mississippi, which is where all the legislators go when the legislature meets. And Jackson, from what I'm gathering, is
80% African American,
and unfortunately, violent city.
That's
allegedly a violent city. That's what they're talking about in this article. And I think that's what a lot of the legislators think about it when they visit Jackson.
I know they got a water problem currently.
So basically, the idea of the state legislature, which is a majority Caucasian, is we're going to take the jurisdiction away from all the judges and the prosecutors in Jackson, and we're going to create our own district. It's called the Capital Complex Improvement District.
Which happens to be where most of the white people live, by the way, in Jackson.
And then what they're going to do is they're going to take this whole district that they're drawing up, which encompasses almost the entire city, and they're going to put their own judges in there and their own prosecutors in there, appointed by the governor and appointed by the General Assembly, which is mostly white. And, and basically all the judges that were elected by the people would lose their jobs. So you're a judge in Jackson, you're elected by the representatives of your county, and under this proposal, if it passes the Mississippi General Assembly and signed into law, all those judges and all those prosecutors lose their job, and in place is somebody appointed by the mostly Caucasian General Assembly to rule over your cases.
Yeah, I mean, basically the Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court would appoint judges to oversee this new capital district. The Attorney General would appoint 4 prosecutors, a court clerk, and 4 public defenders, and the State Public Safety Commissioner would oversee a new Capitol Police Force. So by the way, those people are all currently white in state government. And the interesting thing is, and this is where I think your analogy to Indiana is, the appointment by state officials would occur in lieu of judges and prosecutors being elected by the local residents of Jackson and Hinds County, as is the case in every other municipality and county in the state. Does that sound?
If you
does
look
that ring
at
a bell
Indiana,
somewhere?
In Indiana, we have something very much like this called the JNC, Judicial Nominating Commission. In 4 counties in Indiana, we can't elect our judges either. In 4 counties, the counties where most of the African Americans live, by the way, Marion County. Marion County, Lake County, Allen County, and St. Joseph County. Those are the 4 counties in Indiana with the highest concentration of African Americans. In those 4 counties, you cannot elect your judges. We have to get the judges appointed and nominated
By the governor.
By the governor, right? So what happens is we're disenfranchised where we live in those 4 counties. Luckily for Hoosiers, we filed a lawsuit. Our team filed a lawsuit against the state of Indiana to try to repeal this law, and I'm planning on winning this case, and which would result in those 4 counties being able to elect their judges, just
Or
like
the other 88 counties having to appoint their
reverting
judges.
to what we're doing.
Right. I mean,
so it's one or the other. What we're seeking. Everybody in Indiana should be treated the same. So basically, in this case, Mississippi is trying to be more like Indiana, which is scary. We've been disenfranchising.
Indiana's got this great idea. Let's do it like they do it.
We've been disenfranchising African American voters in
For
Indiana
years,
for
for
years,
decades.
right? So now Mississippi is like, hey, let's get them. We got the memo from Indiana. Let's copy Indiana in this case.
Yeah, and if you're listening from outside the area, those 4 counties include cities like South Bend, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, and Gary.
Yeah, and Hammond.
Yeah,
And even cities that aren't heavily African American, like Crown Point, St. John, they're disenfranchised as well.
yeah. It just seems interesting that, like, if you live in Lake Station, you can't vote for your judge, but if you live in Portage,
Which
they
is
share
next
a border
door.
with,
Literally,
that
like
you
right
can
next
vote
door.
for. I mean,
Right.
yeah, interesting.
We're not smart enough, I guess, in the region.
All right. Well, listen, we need Phil Talon in here in a second.
Whoa. Can we talk about this a little?
Oh,
bit?
sure.
Sorry,
John.
No, so this bill isn't. It's not a
proposal.
bill.
It's a
That's
proposal.
It's a proposal.
True.
It's not the title of the proposal isn't create white only district.
True.
In
People are
practice.
making this claim because the majority of this district is majority white neighborhoods. The current people elected are white who would appoint these positions: prosecutor, court clerk, public
Right.
defenders. So it's not like they have to appoint white people.
No,
Okay.
true.
But they will.
They will. They will.
Okay. All
And
right.
which, by the way, I also believe in equality. Like in Indiana, I'm talking about if Porter County is allowed to elect our judges and Lake County is not, I don't like that. I think everybody needs to be treated the same. There's got to be a reason why Lake County is being held down by the state. So what's the reason? We allege it's because there's a high concentration of African American voters in Lake County, just like there is in Marion County, just like there is in Allen County, just like there is in St. Joseph County. And we allege that that's the reason Indiana forces us to go through the JNC and not elect our own judges. And I think we're going to win that case.
So, John, are you saying kind of like looking at this objectively, it's not like it doesn't have racial
It's not even
overtones?
objectively, just looking at it from like the other side, like not the left of center side. Like it seems to me, this is what I read. The people for this proposal are saying we are buried in criminal cases in this current county or district. We're going to break this up and hire more people to take on this deluge of cases.
Okay. Then create more judges.
Yeah. I mean, why do you have to create a separate district?
Right.
Okay.
Where
Create
the white
more
neighborhoods
judges.
are. I
But
mean,
if they created more judges, though, then all the African Americans that live in Jackson would vote for an African American judge, which may not be what the Mississippi legislature wants to see.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
so that's an interesting point, right, John? Like if in Indiana, and the legislature does this, I think, effectively, when there is, additional cases or the need for additional judges, they just add a judge.
Yeah. But if they add a judge in Jackson, it's going to be an African American judge, and that's not what they want to see. They want to see Caucasian judges. They want to. That's how I'm reading it.
Well, it's interesting.
I'm
that
a white
the,
guy,
that
too,
The
by the way.
district includes all of the city's majority white neighborhoods. I mean, yeah.
So it seems like you guys, you're more interested in the process and how it relates to up here, right?
Yeah,
The-
John. Because it rang. I mean, believe me, one of my attorney friends, John Cantrell, funny enough, hey Phil, what's up? One of my attorney
Morning.
friends sent it to me because it reminded him so much of the JNC lawsuit, and I agree. Marissa sent it to me also, by the way. Most people that read this and are aware that we have this JNC lawsuit
Right.
said, "Whoa, this is just like what's going on with you guys." So
Wow, look who it is.
yeah, we got Phil Talon in the studio. Let's go ahead and bounce. You guys ready to talk some City
Some
Olympics? It will be epic, and then of course, for those of you that want to make some money this weekend, Phil Talon with his pick of the century coming in. So let's go ahead and start off with Tri Electronics. Tri Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Tri Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. We are dedicated to assisting our clients with their system integration needs. Tri Electronics has the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Tri Electronics today at 1-800-722-6793.
Phil, you get to read the next one.
Wow, thanks. Just,
Welcome. I want to hear that voice.
just throw me right in.
Get it going.
Okay.
I hope you're lubed up.
Calumet Brewing.
What?
He is. He walks around.
The vocal
prepared.
cords.
I ate a lozenge right before I
Oh,
walked in here.
nice.
So it's time to experience Michelob Ultra. With only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV, it's the perfect way to keep your New Year's resolutions in check. Whether you're a pro athlete or just an employee Olympics participant, the journey is only worth it if you enjoy it. That's why Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after a workout or enjoying a day out on the slopes, you're sure to enjoy a great beer. Head over to the Cal Brew or the Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Chris Jones at Properties. Looking to buy your dream home? Chris Jones with at Properties can help. All across Northwest Indiana, it's a great time to buy with properties available at all price ranges. And if you're considering a sale, Chris Jones will get your house sold for top dollar. He sold some of the most expensive homes in Hammond and Munster last year. Contact Chris Jones at atproperties.com for a market analysis or to discuss the home qualities you're looking for. That's Chris Jones at atproperties.com.
Powering America. Are you looking for a new career in 2023? If you're a person who enjoys working with your hands in a challenging and ever-changing environment, an electrical apprenticeship might be for you. Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable experience. Did we mention employer-paid benefits include health insurance, pension, and an annuity? If so, visit apply697.com. POW, sponsored by Powering America.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland area for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com, 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time. Those are your ads. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Without these excellent sponsors, we could not put out the quality product that we put out twice a week. Well,
Indiana's most dangerous podcast.
we would not be Indiana's most dangerous podcast.
No.
Welcome to Indiana's most dangerous podcast, Phil Taylor.
It's interesting you say quality product right before I'm about to give an unbelievable pick for everybody out there to make a ton of money
betting against
with the Super Bowl.
People, you know what? People in chat want to hear your Employee Olympics pick. Who's going to win the Employee
I
Olympics
love
today?
the way Phil thinks on it. By the way, nice shirt.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Wow,
man.
Eva is in chat saying Mayor's team will not win this year. Holy.
Where's the mayor on that?
Okay. We went, the thing about our team this year, we went heavy on preparation, right, Phil?
Oh, for sure.
Too heavy, some would say.
Some would say.
We played what? 8 to 10 games.
We did 7, and then we did 4. We did 11, I
It's
think.
absurd. Think about what you're saying.
11 games in 6 days.
That's a lot. That's a good way to get sore.
If we lose our first match, it's going to be pretty bad.
Well, so
and if you see a lot of ice packs.
IT. If we lose our first match, I'm going to have to resign.
Wait, there's
as mayor.
brackets already?
No, but magically every year,
that
I don't know
seems
how it
convenient.
happens. It always seems that the mayor's office always
Somehow.
plays IT in round 1.
Huh.
Yeah.
But how can I give a pick of who's going to win when nobody will even release who's on their team?
That's what
This
Jill was
is
saying.
true. This is true.
I mean,
The
I have
secret
no.
rosters.
IT could be like 5, Swedish volleyball pro champions from like
That work for the city.
2014.
Well, you need
I have no
6
idea.
people, so.
John,
We
that
need
was an
6
evil
people.
laugh.
Well, you have to have one IT person. So
No, you
No, you
Don't.
don't. You don't
true.
have to have any. Like you have to. John's going to coach. I said you guys are coaches. I didn't say you had to play.
You said you had to sponsor a team.
That's right.
First of
That's
all,
right.
I've been
Very
attacked
vague.
so much
Very.
over the last hour or so. There's so much fake news that's been given. I mean,
About the employee Olympics.
and about my picks, about like
Oh no,
everything
your picks
about
suck.
me.
I mean,
I was hoping you didn't pick us for.
Can you
employee
blame us?
Olympics,
I mean,
actually.
Tuesday you called me during the show. I mean, that just started it.
Yeah.
Okay, that I had a board meeting. I told you, and so I lost track of Lockpod that
7:30
day.
a.m.
Really?
But
Yeah.
but this whole that I'm a bad sports betting pick guy has taken a life of its own.
Phil, Lindsay beat you, and she doesn't even know who's in the Super Bowl, and she beat you in their picks.
Doesn't know who's in the Super Bowl. She doesn't know an NFL team except the Bears, probably.
Right. She knows the Bears and the 49ers.
I think that was
There you
rigged. I think that was rigged.
It's not rigged. It's not
John?
rigged. She literally picked against you and won.
We'll be in a prominent meet. Like we'll be in a meeting at City Hall. There'll be like 6 elected officials, attorneys, and without fail, at the end of the meeting, someone will be like, "Man, your sports picks suck, dude." I'm like, "This is an official meeting.
Has taken on a life
You can't
of its
talk
own.
to me like that here."
I would agree with you.
That makes me happy though, because that means people are listening to the show.
Oh my God, you have no idea how many times that's said to me.
That's awesome.
Phil,
You have no clue.
Phil, you have a parlay put together, correct?
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, I sent the same categories to Lindsay.
Oh, this is going to be good.
And everyone should know, Lindsay, 2 or 3 things are different than yours. So this is going to be interesting.
Well, hold it. We didn't even, are we finished with Play Olympics? We
No. We got to talk
Wait,
about that.
We're like bouncing forward already.
What are
Did
we
you
talking
talk about our
What's up?
devastating loss?
No.
Oh,
that's
my
what I'm
God.
saying. So like when Phil picks the Employee Olympics, I mean, we were going to win. We were,
For
Jill.
sure.
Jill,
100%.
my
at
team
this.
was going to win.
You guys sound like Trump. If
I
we
lost-
lose,
we
there's
lost
a
our
reason.
quarterback. We
We're the
lost our
best.
quarterback.
We're the best.
During our heavy, intensive training cycle.
The election was rigged.
Yes.
Kim, who is our number 1 draft pick, went down with an Achilles injury.
Mysteriously.
It feels like karma.
It does feel like karma
Mysterious.
because all the girls in my office won't talk to Phil and me because neither of them made the team.
Wow.
But like it's because we want them to
'Cause you
talk
wanna-
to other departments.
Because you want to win, and I understand that.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it. But it's not that. It's like the whole spirit of cooperation amongst the Employee Olympics is get out and meet people and talk to people and put teams together. Like the IT department's too small.
Spike the ball in another employee's face.
That's right.
Things like
Get
this.
together, right? That's brotherhood and sisterhood, right?
Do not look at chat right now, guys. Do not look at chat.
You could make the argument that because of the
Viva.
extreme amount of practice that we've done, that we caused the rupture of whatever Kim's leg, whatever
That's a
occurred.
good theory. Practice too much.
We
Look at
may
IT took the tack of no practice.
So we're going to see who works out. Like we play IT in the first round,
All right.
I'm assuming. And IT did no preparation at all. Is that true, John?
That's not true. I will not confirm or deny that.
He
Oh.
doesn't
my
have
team-
a team.
He doesn't- it's going to be a bye.
He was in Stockholm last weekend, I noticed. So
And our team took the opposite tack. We practiced hard, so hard that we're all limping, taped up.
And Kim's out.
Kim is out.
Yeah.
She went to the emergency room.
Yes.
So who is going to be better prepared? We're going to find out.
But you
today.
crammed all those into 2 days, right?
No.
3.
Yeah.
4, I think. Let's see. We did
Three- we did
in
three
three
different
Friday,
seven-
Monday, Wednesday.
We did 7 in 3 days, and then 2 days later, I think we did 3 or 4. So
How many personal injury attorneys do you think are clipping Phil's remark that it's the city's fault Kim popped her Achilles?
Well-
like Cantrell is calling her right now like, hey, I think we got a case, Kim.
well, that's a
Sound
conflict
bite.
of interest. But yeah. But
Kristen's on the team, so
Marissa, I get back and I tell Marissa what happened. She's like, "Oh, is that a workman's comp injury?" I'm like, "Could we just be a normal couple for one time, right?"
The answer to that's
like,
no,
I
but-
have to get because she volunteered for it, right?
Well, I mean, it's not
sorry,
really how it
Kim.
works.
Sorry, Kim. You can't sue the city, right?
We were at a practice.
It was voluntary too.
Well, if we're being honest, she said that she played like 12 hours of volleyball in a row or something. It had nothing to do with our team.
Thank
she
you,
was doing
Phil.
it.
I
Yeah.
agree. So
So-
it's her own fault.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
didn't-
Kim. Yeah. But we're gonna miss her.
But we hope you get better.
Huh?
We hope
Yeah,
she
I
gets
felt
better.
bad. I
yeah,
feel bad
I hope.
for her.
I,
She's gonna
I
be
hope
limping
she.
around.
I hope. Yeah, she's got 3 little kids, man. So anyway, yeah. So Kim went down. I can't walk. Like I've been limping since last Friday, and Jimmy, I heard, got injured too.
He is. He's limping as well.
Jimmy's just old.
My
She's
my
my
hand's
age.
been
She's our age.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
my hand's been just twitching, like because you're doing a lot of
My
hitting,
shoulder hurts.
and I'll just be sitting there. My hand will just like flick like that. I'm like, what is going on?
It's probably from video games.
Yeah, Rocket League.
Could be.
Rocket League.
could be.
Yeah. You sprained your thumb like playing Rocket League with John.
The prediction is mayor's office is going to win.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah,
You're
that's
insane.
prediction.
Screwed us. You
We're gonna
screwed
win.
us. You
Our
screwed
odds
us.
went.
No, we're
our
gonna
odds
You
changed.
just screwed us, man.
Can I? One time we were practicing. I got to tell this one quick story. You may or may not remember this. We were playing against Parks Department, and Brian, the volleyball guy, the guy who's amazing at volleyball, right?
right.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's serving for the other
Like
team.
knuckleballs.
It's crazy.
Yes,
and he's
knuckleballs.
hitting him so
Like
hard at
knuckleballs.
us. So, but it was good practice for us. But anyhow, he probably gets 7-8 points in a row.
Yeah.
Finally, we get a point. We stop. He hits
So
it.
he can
we get
stop
it out.
serving.
We finally stop serving. Kevin gets the ball. He's serving. He hits it directly into the net. It goes right back to the other
Yeah.
team. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like one of the most disheartening things.
I agree with you, Phil.
We were sitting there for an hour trying to get the serve. We got it. Kevin's got. We're like, yeah,
All he has to
finally.
do is hit it to the
Now
other
it's our
side.
turn.
He bangs it right
Kevin
over
hits
the
it
net.
right into the net.
Right.
That's
I
a-
don't remember
That's
that.
a true
I
story.
know, dude. It's like it was hard to bounce back. It was very demoralizing.
It
on the
hurt.
team.
That's
Dude,
interesting.
I
'cause
cried a little.
I
I don't.
agree with you, Phil.
My
Yeah.
memory is
I was
Phil-
expecting better, actually.
Yeah.
My memory of that game is Phil getting really good sets from people and thinking he's jumping up high and just spiking the ball directly
remember
into
that
the net
also.
several times.
Like,
I
literally
got this,
missing it.
but like no, like not just missing it, hitting it into the net instead of when he's spiking the ball. That was my memory of that practice.
You know, we can't.
And you're
confirm or
still
deny.
saying that the mayor's office is going to win.
I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win.
I am not picking the mayor's office.
With your
this year.
background in sports picks, this is take that.
I just
you
killed
just heard
Dude,
Phil.
why did you screw us like that, Phil? All
We're
right,
gonna
my
win.
pick. My pick
But I
for
like the enthusiasm, Phil.
Employee Olympic champion mayor's office will win the first round. Damn right they will, Vesmar. But the second round, I don't know. I'm going to say.
Wait, we're on a team. You're like.
I'm saying this is our bet.
So we're just basically giving up?
No, I think controller's office is going to win.
No way.
Okay,
We're winning.
I'm
They're
on
good.
the record.
I don't
I've
give
heard
up
I
on
think
my
our
team.
Can I
I've heard
say-
good things about them.
They're good, Joe. They're young. They're like in their 20s. We're all old, freaking middle aged.
This is. All right, coming from a guy who was on a winless senior basketball team. I never gave up on my team. I'm not giving up today.
I'm not giving up, dude. I'm being realistic.
Excuse me, weren't you on the Port Authority team the last time that that's we
2 times
played?
ago.
Yeah, he was
Judas.
salty about that.
I like
too.
that team.
He was salty.
And yet you're not on our team this year.
I was recruited,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I broke my finger last time we did
Well, if you
this.
can't make a
Yes.
serve, I don't want you.
and I blew
anyway.
up, and my knee was screwed up after the last time we played.
But hey, if Parks Department truly has Brian playing like the entire time, I don't know who's going to beat Parks Department.
Okay.
Honestly, Brian
you
just
just-
sits in the middle and takes every ball.
he's
so,
very, very
Well,
good.
that's what we're supposed to do with Kim. Of course, Kim's out now.
yeah,
We're freaking screwed.
we're in trouble. But your serve isn't. I will give you that credit for that. Your serve was like you're getting a lot. Look at Jeff Long's calling me during this podcast. So
Jeff, LOPCOD.
Yes.
he's on our
Thanks,
volleyball
Jeff.
team, and
Yeah.
you know you could tell he's listening. And,
He's like, I'm injured, guys. I can't play.
he probably is.
No kidding.
Oh, I did get a Dean Button texted me first thing this morning. He's extremely sick. Engineering will now not have a volleyball.
Wait,
team.
who's sick?
Dean Button.
What?
He said engineering will not have a team. They can't field the team today.
How do you do the bracket then? With
I sent Eileen. She's
Mayor's office gets a bye.
That's a good idea, Kevin.
Yeah.
Mayor's office
That is-
playing engineering first round.
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing engineering.
And automatically in the winner's bracket.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
All right, we got a little bit of time left. Actually, we got about 5 minutes left. Phil, let's do Super Bowl
Let's go.
All right. So this is one time a year we pull in Phil Talon
versus Lindsey McDermott.
This is a public service. So Lindsay made her picks also, John.
Yes.
Okay. Phil Talon's pick of the week.
John,
for the
announce
Super Bowl.
John, give us the lay of the land here and do the picks.
Okay, here it is. This is Phil's parlay that he put together. Here are the categories. Who will win?
Oh, this is easy.
Phil?
Well,
We're gonna go around the studio, right?
very quickly, 2 great teams, amazing. You know, Patrick Mahomes obviously has a Super Bowl under his belt. Jalen Hurts is known as one of the best QBs out there, but I'm giving the edge to Philly because their defense, I think, is better than what Kansas City is. Better than Kansas City's defense. Let's put it that
Joe.
way.
What do you got, Joe?
Winner.
I'm here for the Kelsey Bowl. I'm going to take Philly 37-34.
Wow.
Wow.
She gave us
Okay.
John, what did Lindsay
Wow.
say?
Lindsay is saying Eagles as well.
Okay. John, what are you saying?
49ers.
Okay.
That's an interesting
I have a
pick.
feeling
since-
John's gonna lose.
Yep.
Kev.
I want the Chiefs to win, but my head's saying Eagles.
All right, I'm going to come
Wow.
in. I think the Eagles are going to shut down the Chiefs in a big way.
This is going to be embarrassing for Lockpod when the Chiefs win.
Honestly, I think Patrick Mahomes
They're
is
gonna
going to
win.
get hurt. Like, the Eagles knocked
Really?
out 2 quarterbacks against the 49ers. I think that the Eagles' defense is so damn good that the Chiefs aren't even going to score that much. It's going to be an under, in my opinion, too. It'll be the Eagles.
Eagles
and
in the
an
under.
Yep.
All right, next pick, John.
All right, the next pick is coin toss.
All right.
Got to go tails all day.
God damn,
tails
Phil and I are on the
never
same
fails.
freaking
Of course,
page,
come
dude.
on, let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Just like our
Lindsay?
volleyball team.
Lindsay?
today.
That's right.
What does Lindsay have?
Tails as well.
What?
Wow.
Look what she's doing. You
I'm
see
go-
what she's doing, right?
No.
She's
Someone's going to win or
completely
lose this.
I'm
hopping
going-
on my back.
I'm going heads.
All right, Joe.
I'll go ahead.
Heads
John?
as well.
All right. So you're keeping track of these, John?
Somebody
No,
is.
it's not
We'll
your
listen
guys.
to it
Kyle is.
Okay.
Kyle, write that down.
Love you, Kyle.
All right, next one. I believe, Phil, you meant the first touchdown score, right?
Well,
Or no?
We could do that.
Well, let's do any touchdown
I thought
score.
if you pick one person that's going to score a touchdown. Now, this would be harder for Lindsay because she may not know all the players.
I'm ready.
But I'm picking a person I think is going to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Okay, go.
And it's A.J. Brown. He's the best receiver on the Eagles, and I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to let him not score a touchdown as much as he's done for the team this year.
I'm going Kelsey.
I'll go
John?
Kelsey too.
Here's what Lindsay said. I'm going to read her text directly.
That's going to be great.
Hurts because I'm going to be a nurse, and I think his name is funny.
All right.
I'm going.
I
with
love
Lindsay.
that.
I'm going with Lindsay.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
but
right.
when you pick a
I think
QB,
Lindsay's right.
He's got to run it in.
He's got to run it in. Not a,
I think
not a
Lindsay's
pass.
going to be right.
Which he did in the last game because
he
I had
probably-
him in a parlay.
That's
Good
a great,
job,
it's
Lindsay.
a great
That-
pick.
Lindsay,
All right.
that's a great pick.
Yeah.
All right. Look at her.
All right, next one. On Phil's magic parlay here. The national anthem, will it be under or over 119 seconds?
So that's the official
That's
over-under.
the official over-under? Okay.
Yes.
Is it always at 119 seconds?
No,
Nope.
no. It depends who's singing it.
Yeah.
Who's singing it?
Chris Stapleton.
Oh.
Chris
under.
Stapleton. Yes. So I'm taking the under. I don't think he's going to be like really drawn out. Really, I think he's going to be like short. It's going to be killer. It's going to be amazing. But I'm going with the under.
I'm screwed. I'm taking Phil's picks all day.
Wow.
Hey,
We're going to win.
Yeah.
You're good.
You're just like doing.
No, honestly, guys.
What are you
like,
doing here? If you're just going to be,
I'm
you know,
like, what am I supposed to like?
Are
Like
you
just
Phil's
automatically
yes
go
man?
against him? I'm
on-
Phil's
yeah.
yes man. I'm like answering him in my head, and then Phil says it. And I'm on the same
I'm on
page.
the under as well.
He's been making fun of me for like.
I
the
know,
last-
but like it's so bad that we're on the same page. That means I'm
Yeah.
totally dead wrong.
And Lindsay has.
Lindsay has over.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay.
So we got
some
two different
action.
picks then.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, there's one more here.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
last one.
Last one is, will the first play of the game be a run or a pass?
So the odds on money is on a run.
Oh, really?
I would think, because when you first start
Yeah.
the game, you're
Two-
jittery. You just want to like hand it off. Let's get a play in, and then we'll go. But I'm going pass.
I'm going past two. I'm hoping that the Chiefs get the first one. God damn. Sorry, Phil.
No.
All right,
If
well,
the-
they
because
wear
if
the
the
same
Chiefs
shirts. They're picking the same.
If the Chiefs get the flip, they're going to take the ball and they're going to throw it because the Chiefs are a throwing team. If the Eagles win, I'm probably going to be wrong. If the Chiefs get it, it'll
I
be a
think
pass.
that. Well, no, I think the Eagles are a throwing team as well. I think Jalen Hurts throws the ball.
But don't you think the first?
I
play
think
of
they
the
run
game-
first if the Eagles have it.
Odds on you think run. I agree with Phil's analysis.
Yeah.
Lindsay
Well,
picked run.
I'm taking run.
Okay.
Lindsay
I take
picked
back.
run.
Okay, could you put a stipulation down? If
Jill?
Jill,
What?
Run or pass.
Run.
All right.
if the Eagles get it, it's a run. If the Chiefs get it, it's a pass. I want to I realize
gotta
that's
bet in
not the
advance.
question. I already took pass, but I want to go so far as to say that also.
All right.
Phil, have you actually put this parlay together on a sports book?
I haven't yet.
The odds have got to be
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
But not all the props are out there yet. Like some of the gambling apps that, at least the ones I use, they have not put them out there yet.
Okay.
There's going to be so many props.
Is that a good
you
or
say
bad
apps
sign that you
plural?
can't do your parlay
Yes.
that you just told us? Is that
No, you know what? I will put this parlay in.
all right?
You have
I promise you I will.
Yeah, you
And
have got to.
I
I'm
will.
putting your parlay in chat so everyone can either go with it or go against it. I'm sending it right now.
Well-
it's in the chat.
Okay, parlays are for suckers. They've been. This is well known. This is 5 picks. The odds of all 5 hitting. But if you bet like all 5 of them individually, you're going 4-1 for
Without
sure.
naming names, Phil and I know someone who hit a 25-game parlay.
Yeah, we do.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How big of a win was it?
It was a $2 bet and it paid $2,100.
Wow, that's amazing.
And you know this person, Mayor.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I put the most money on this game I ever have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look
the
out.
biggest bet I've ever made. I'm not going to say how
Don't.
much it
I'm
is.
glad.
It's 50 cents.
gonna
but
make me
nervous.
nervous.
No, honestly, because I did really well in the playoffs, and I only put like $100 in, and I did really well in the playoffs. Like
So
I was literally calling the playoffs.
What is the bet that you put the most money on? Like what
No,
what
I
did you
have
bet?
a 2-way parlay. I usually bet
Okay.
the same way. I have the Eagles in the under.
Money line Eagles, money
No,
line.
no, I took the
spread.
Eagles plus. No, minus 1.5
And
in
the
the
under.
under.
Okay.
That's and if that comes back, that's
It's going to be a happy day here at Lock
yeah.
Five.
Because honestly, I was like, literally, I started with $100, and I bet a lot on this one, but it's all winning. So I'm
I love
just
it.
like, let's just
House
go.
money.
Let's go. It's a big bet.
All right.
Marissa,
Well,
One correction.
Marissa, like, we may not be able to make your car payment this month, baby. Just pull for the Eagles, baby. All right.
One correction on Phil's parlay I just put in the chat. Phil, you're saying it's not the first touchdown score. It's just a touchdown score.
Yes, change
Okay.
it to anytime touchdown, please.
Anytime touchdown,
Yes.
not
All right.
first touchdown, A.J. Brown.
Yes.
anytime touchdown. All right, got it. Wrap us up, Locomotive.
Thanks, Jill. Good to see you. See you on
Get
the
your knee
court
pads
today.
on.
I'll see you in the winner's bracket, Jill. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we'll see.
We're the team with the Grateful Dead stuff on.
I cannot wait for IT to be holding that trophy,
You
John
have
Vaz.
a
it in the air.
team.
John Vez,
Yeah,
see you in round 1, buddy.
I can't
Because
wait.
like we're gonna be civil right now, But when I see you in the Sportsplex, you're my freaking mortal enemy.
I'm bringing a folding chair to throw.
I'm gonna fight
I
someone.
love
I'm
it.
taking this seriously.
I'm dead. We only do employee Olympics every once in a while. You're not my friend once we walk into Sportsplex. Like, no more freaking nice guy Tom. All right, you're going to see my competitive. Mr. Nice Guy. Who is that? Quick. Who is it? Who is it?
I don't
Alice
know.
Cooper. Come on, guys.
No, it's is it really?
Wow. Oh, yeah, it is.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Kevin Smith, see you on the court. Bring your freaking A game.
I'll be there. Be
Hey,
ready.
Phil, tell Jeff Long, I know he doesn't listen. Stop those little freaking dinks. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's got to just
Push that ball
calm down.
down.
Use
Push it
two
down.
hands.
The little dinks in the one hand stuff has got to go.
I will say
long.
something to him.
All right.
Are
Tell
we all
him.
wearing headbands today?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We're
You
wearing
are.
bands.
Good.
Right. And thank you, Phil Talon, for your public service of enriching Northwest Indiana.
That's right.
Kevin Smith, great job. Jill, great job. John, great job. And that's why we're Indiana's most dangerous podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening to Lock Pod. Popular in Belgium, working its way up in Indiana and across America. Thank you, everybody. Lock Pod is out.
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.